Web page format and the CSS solution. Hello, dear students. Welcome back. Are you ready to continue our lesson? Let's start. This is Unit 2, Lesson 2, Format Web Page. In previous years, we studied HTML, a coding language used to create static website pages that are displayed using internet browsers. HTML was designed to describe the content of a web page. To format a web page, tags such as the font tag and color attributes were added to HTML. Developing large websites became cumbersome and tedious, as font and color formatting had to be added to each page, and formatting each web page became a lengthy and expensive process. To solve this problem, the World Wide Web Consortium, W3C, created CSS, eliminating the need to add tags within an HTML page. Cascading style sheets, CSS, are used to format the appearance of web pages, such as font color, font size, web page color, and so on. It saves a lot of effort, as it can control the formatting of multiple web pages simultaneously. Great! Let's continue to the next part of our lesson. Benefits of CSS. Students, let's continue our lesson and learn more about the benefits of CSS. Benefits of CSS. First, time saving. You can place the required formatting code in a separate CSS file and include it in any number of HTML pages you want to use. Second, loading speed. When you place the formatting code in a CSS file and include it in website pages, the browser only downloads the file once and stores it. Then, when accessing any page linked to this file, the browser uses the previously stored version instead of downloading the file each time. Excellent. Let's keep going. Welcome back, students. Let's continue and discover more benefits of CSS. Ease of modification. Once you modify the formatting code placed in the CSS file, all web pages linked to it will automatically have their formatting adjusted. Improved aesthetic appearance. The page becomes more attractive and visually organized. Improved readability. Choosing appropriate fonts and colors makes the content easier to read. Separating design and formatting from web page content. The appearance and formatting of a web page and all other web pages can be changed from the original file. A way to modify a separate CSS file without having to change the HTML structure of each page. When we want to change colors or fonts again, the CSS file is modified. Wonderful. Let's continue to the next part. Let's continue our lesson. Building responsive and adaptive pages. Using CSS, you can make the screen design responsive to different screen sizes, such as computer, mobile, and tablet, on which pages are viewed, so that they appear appropriately relative to the size of the page on which they are opened. Now, let's learn about the basic structure of CSS. The general syntax of CSS code is as follows. Selector, open curly bracket, property, colon, value, semicolon, close curly bracket. Great! Let's continue and learn about the components of CSS syntax. CSS syntax components and insertion methods. Welcome back, students. Let's continue our lesson and understand the components of CSS syntax. Selector represents an HTML element or group of elements to which formatting will be applied, such as body. Property specifies what you want to change, such as color, size, or spacing. Value specifies how you want to change the property. Now, how do we add CSS to HTML code? There are 3 ways to insert CSS. Number 1, inline CSS. Used to apply formatting directly to page elements. Number 2, internal CSS. Used to format individual pages. Number 3, external CSS. Preferably used in large websites to unify the design and layout of their pages. Excellent. Let's move on to external CSS and the link tag. Let's continue our lesson with external CSS and learn how to write code for external CSS. In this lesson, we will discuss external CSS and how to write code for external CSS. CSS code is written in a separate file with the .css extension. The CSS file is linked to the HTML page using the link tag within the head area. The external CSS file allows you to change the appearance of all of your website's web pages by making changes to just one file. The external CSS file should not contain any HTML tags. Now, let's read the code exactly as it is written. Open angle bracket, link, space, ref, equals, quotation mark, filename.css, quotation mark, space, rel, equals, quotation mark, stylesheet, quotation mark, close angle bracket. Now, let's understand where each part is used. Ref attribute is the name of the CSS file and the file path. Rel attribute is used inside the link tag in HTML files to specify the relationship between the HTML file and another external file, often a CSS file. Rel equals quotation mark stylesheet quotation mark tells the browser that the file referenced in the ref attribute is a CSS file that should be loaded and applied. Practical example, HTML and CSS integration. Welcome back, dear students. Let's continue our lesson with a practical example of HTML and CSS integration. First, HTML file code. Now, let's read the HTML code exactly as it appears. Open angle bracket, HTML, close angle bracket. Open angle bracket, head, close angle bracket. Open angle bracket, link, space, rel, equals, quotation mark, stylesheet, quotation mark, space, ref, equals, quotation mark, mistyle.css, quotation mark, close angle bracket. Open angle bracket, slash, head, close angle bracket. Open angle bracket, body, close angle bracket. Open angle bracket, H1, close angle bracket. Here is the page title, open angle bracket, slash, H1, close angle bracket. Open angle bracket, P, close angle bracket. Here the content appears, open angle bracket, slash, P, close angle bracket. Open angle bracket, slash, body, close angle bracket. Open angle bracket, slash, HTML, close angle bracket. Now, second, CSS file code. Let's read the CSS code exactly as it appears. Body, open curly bracket, background hyphen color, colon, light blue, semicolon, close curly bracket. H1, open curly bracket, color, colon, brown, semicolon, font hyphen size, colon, 24 pixels, semicolon, close curly bracket. Now, dear students, note the following. The body element in the CSS file affects the body area of the HTML file and makes it appear light blue. The H1 element in the CSS file affects the main web page headings and makes them brown and 24 pixels in size. And finally, this is the expected web browser output. Excellent work, everyone. We have completed Unit 2, Lesson 2, Format Web Page.